Okay, let's see if it streams. Let's at least start the class. I've started recording also. So then how do I share the questions? Wait. So the first question and second question. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Third question. Photo or video recents. Okay. So we handle the first question, which is given. I hope you can see the question now. 8 kg block. Let's check the question on the group. 8 kg block of wood sits at the edge of a frictionless table. These are simpler questions. Table is frictionless and you have a block which is sitting at the edge. 8 kg. .2 meter above the floor. 0.5 kg blob of clay slides along the length of the table at a speed of 24 meters per second, strikes the block of the wood and sticks to it. Inelastic collision, remember. Completely inelastic collision. The combined object leaves the edge of the table and travels to the floor. What horizontal distance has the combined object traveled when it reaches the floor? So, sorry, we have an 8 kg block of wood which sits 2.2 meter height. So this height is 2.2 meter. You have a 0.5 kg blob of clay, some clay, 0.5 kg, moves this way, sticks to it, then they are thrown this side, eventually falling on ground. So the key question is, where would they fall? So how do we solve it? How do we divide the problem? How do we cut the problem into pieces? We can easily see that there are two aspects. One is the collision aspect, and other one is the aspect of projectile. Correct? So when you read the problem, you dice it into the number of aspects you can cut the problem into. Here you can see that you can cut the problem easily into two aspects. One is the collision aspect, other one is the projectile. First, you look at the collision aspect. What is happening in the collision aspect is it's an inelastic collision. Two particles stick together after the collision means it's completely inelastic. Kinetic energy is not going to be conserved. What about the momentum? Momentum would still be conserved, remember that. So in fact, conservation of momentum would help you to figure out the velocity of this system, which is the horizontal velocity just after the collision. Once you know the horizontal velocity and once you know the height, then it is more or less like that bag problem that man threw. Okay. You need to find out how much time it takes to come down, and then in that time, with that given velocity, how much horizontal distance it travels. Remember that the vertical fall and the horizontal motion, they are two different, they can be dealt differently. So you can try doing it. Yeah. So what is the velocity after collision? 1.41 meter per second. That's right. So total initial momentum is zero point 0.5 into what is the speed? 24 24 meter per second. This is for the clay or blob. The block is at zero momentum, so no momentum. Then what happens after that? Both the masses will add up. Don't forget that. So after collision, 8 plus zero point 0.5, 8.5 with some V. So this is the total that will 24 into zero point 0.5 will be 12. So V will be 8.5 divided by 12. How much would that be? At ulta. 1.41. That is root 2. Now, with this, how much distance will it travel? First of all, you figure out how much time will it take for the vertical motion, right? So initial vertical velocity, 0. So 2.2 is equal to 1 by 2 into g. I'll take 9.8. into t square. This is 4.9, and therefore t is root of 2.2 divided by 4.9. What would this be? Pardon? 0.67. 0.67 seconds. Now with this is time, how much horizontal distance traveled? So x is equal to velocity v, which is 1.41 into 0.67. Answer? 0.94. Nearly 1 meter. It will travel a distance of nearly 1 meter. So that's great. It involved two concepts together. Let's look at the next problem. An 8 kg ball hanging from the ceiling by a light wire 135 centimeter long is struck in an elastic collision by a 2 kg ball moving horizontally at 5 meter per second just before the collision. Find the tension in the wire just after the collision. So let's look at the situation. 8 kg ball hanging from the ceiling, a heavy ball. You know, those who practice cricket, they do this kind of thing. They will hang the ball with a rope, and they will hit the ball with the bat. The ball will swing, go ahead, come back, and again they will hit. Particularly, what they want to do is they want to learn how to hit it straight. In cricket, there's a lot of importance of holding the bat straight and playing. If you hold the bat cross, then you are more explosive in your batting, but uh, you can go off very quickly. You know, you'll be the ball can beat you very easily. So this is our situation. 135 centimeter long. But this doesn't look like a cricket ball. This is 8 kg. It's a heavy ball. 2 kg ball moving horizontally at 5 meter per second. 5 meter per second. This is 8 kg. What is the tension in the string just after the collision? So, क्या tension लगेगा? Tension in the string is same throughout. Tension works away from the body along the string. That we are familiar, right? So, any guesses how to tackle this? Just be louder or just remove the mask. And okay, okay. It will acquire some velocity, yes. Momentum is going to happen. And then you need to think how much is the force because of all this, right? Take 2 minutes, 2, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Does it look like a pendulum then? After it hits, it does look like a pendulum. Before it's not, it's just a hanging. So it is actually a pendulum because you have a all the mass of the string is not given, so you can ignore it, and the ball is very heavy, 8 kg. So it is like a simple pendulum. Simple pendulum is defined that way, correct? So you can think about how simple pendulums, how simple pendula act, and figure it out. One question that I can ask you in next 1 minute. What is the tension in the string before collision? Mg, right? What is it after then? Shouldn't it be Mg? Of course, before it's Mg. Mg downward, tension upward, equilibrium. Pardon? Why should it change at all after collision? Mg cos theta. What is theta? But what is theta? ओ नो तुमने तो ऊपर चढ़ा दिया ना क्वेश्चन क्या कह रहा है वो जरा देखो just after the collision. Now that situation you are drawing is this way. That is not just. ये तो ऊपर चला गया है अब आपका सिचुएशन अलग है तब एमजी और वो अलाइंड नहीं है अलाइंड नहीं है तो कंपोनेंट्स विल कम so those issues will come in. The ball has still, yeah. So the ball has moved by a very infinitesimally small distance. So mg is still downward, tension is still upward. So they are still aligned. Huh. So the force exerted by the smaller ball, the impulse will not have a component in the direction of tension at a moment immediately after or during the collision. Correct? So that is why the question I was asking that will it change, will it not? 2 kg बॉल में कहाँ से टेंशन है तो 2 kg वाला बॉल जो है वो तो टेंशन फ्री है कोलिजन भी इलास्टिक है वो छूट जाएगा कोलिजन भी इलास्टिक है वो छूट जाएगा मतलब ये बंदा इधर आके मतलब आफ्टर कोलिजन दे हैव गॉट सेपरेटेड in a small time interval delta t after collision heavy ball moves ahead smaller ball is left behind It would still move, but it would be left behind. That's right. That's right. But impulse is not. Impulse will not be needed. You are missing out. Still, you are missing out a very important aspect of the problem. Pardon? Okay. I'll give you a hint. In a small time delta t after collision, when the ball moves, it will not move in the same direction as that of the motion of the small ball. Why? Because this is suspended. This length is fixed. So it will not move horizontally after collision. That means its velocity will change its direction. Now, if there is a change in direction of the velocity, isn't there is an acceleration? After all, what is acceleration? Yeah. So what you are getting is a circular motion. If there is a circular motion, which was not there before collision, so if there is a circular motion, there has to be a centripetal acceleration. Correct? To sustain centripetal acceleration, you need some extra force. Am I right? Now solve. That is what I always thought that we missed in first year, and we should not miss it by the time you leave the BSc course. Your ability to look at nuances in a problem. Practice them, and it is much fun. Pardon? You will still need the velocity of the 8 kg block. So for that, you need to do something, right? Momentum is always going to be conserved. So conserve the momentum, get velocity of 8 kg ball after collision. No, but hold on. Yeah, yeah. So kinetic energy, you need to use those collision formulae. Does anyone remember? Just Google ना. हाँ कुछ बड़ा या और both do both and then solve it. I always do it that way. I don't remember. So let's look at conservation of momentum first. 2 into 5, 10, 8 into 0, 0. That is initial momentum. What is final momentum? This might move with 2v1 and this might move with 8v2. Is there any shortcut? In any inelastic collision, sorry, in any elastic collision, relative velocity of approach is equal to relative velocity of separation, right? Coefficient of restitution is always 1. So relative velocity of approach is 5. What is relative velocity of separation? So V2 minus V1 has to be 5. Let's take this. Or rather minus 5. I don't know, minus 5 plus 5. Heavier will move slower, so it should be minus 5. Now, if I take these two as simultaneous equations, then I can make it as minus 2v1 a little bit. Okay, so let it be. So minus 2v1 plus 2v2 is 10 और ये है 2v1 plus 8v2 is also 10. So this cancels. This is 10v2 is 20. So, pardon? Minus 2v1 q. This is my x-axis. So this side is positive. Vector pointing this side I'll take as after collision. No, but I'm calculating relative velocity of separation. So basically you are standing on one ball and seeing how far the other ball is going. But practically this will move slower and this will move faster. Let us see what results we get. Otherwise we will have to use collision formula. 10 V2 is 20, so V2 is 10. V2 is 10 meter per second. V1 is V2 is 10. So V1 minus V1 is minus 5 or V1 is 5 meter per second. So what is happening here? क्या कह रहे हो? कितना आया? हाँ, this is more logical. Let us stick to that approach. Shortcut is not working. I'm not too convinced. What could be more convincing is total energy is conserved. So half 2 into 5 square plus 0 is equal to what here? Post collision. So half 2 v1 square plus half 8 v2 square. 2 and 2 cancels. 2 and 2 cancels 4 times. You get 25 is equal to v1 square plus 4 v2 square. Complicated looking situation. Divide by 2, you get 5 v1 plus 4 v2. What next? How much you get your answer? 2 only. So let us stick to that. But what is 2? V1? V, V2 is 2. And V1, 7. I'm still not convinced. I don't think that if it is moving with 5 meter per second after collision, it will go with 7 meter per second. Slow होगा ना थोड़ा. It will lose energy. It will slow down. Basically, it might even bounce back. Sign convention का issue है. We will look into this sign convention next class. But try to finish the problem by sign convention का यहाँ कुछ issue है. Look at it. It might even bounce back. You are throwing a light ball on a heavy object. नो यस यस तो कुछ गड़बड़ है हमारे साइन कन्वेंशन जिससे हम स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं वहां गड़बड़ है दिस शुड रिड्यूस so suppose if this is -2 this cannot be 7 at least हाँ ऐसा कुछ रहेगा any which way take this now the ball is moving with velocity v now tension is upward mg is downward earlier these two used to balance but now there is a centripetal force sorry, centripetal acceleration. That acceleration is working this way. That is mv square upon r. Correct? So the new equation will be T minus mg is mv square upon r. So T is equal to mg plus mv square upon r. So you see that your tension will increase by the amount of mv square upon r. Okay, so tension will not remain the same, and this comes not because the mass hanging is increasing, but this comes because the velocity is changing direction. Okay, third problem we'll take up in the next class. You also try it. I don't know what is happening to this